And again, the Course is constantly telling us we spend so much time with our outer vision. We need to concentrate on this inner awareness. It says that light in you is sufficient. That light in you is sufficient. You have to know that. It alone has the power to give the gift of sight to you. That light, that truth, that awareness. So it says step back from the outer world. It says exclude the outer world. Let go of the outer world. Let your thoughts fly to the peace within. And it's telling us that you do not have to direct those thoughts. You just have to let them come. Why? Because they know the way. For honest thoughts, untainted by the dream of worldly things outside yourself, become the holy messengers of God Himself. Bring those thoughts inward, not outward. Bring them to the truth. And then let's jump down to the 9th paragraph, where it's telling us, we practice coming nearer the light in us today. And this is so powerful. It says we bring our wandering thoughts back. We take our wandering thoughts and gently bring them back to where they fall in line with the truth, with the thoughts we share with God. What are your wandering thoughts? What do you think your wandering thoughts are? Probably most of the thoughts you think all day long. If you think about it, it's the thoughts of, and we've been talking about them the last few weeks when we talk about the dark thoughts, or we talk about our unworthy thoughts, or we talk about our limiting thoughts, or we talk about our angry thoughts. And they might be the thoughts that you are thinking today. It might also be the thoughts that you hold about other people, that are thinking about you. Those thoughts. Bring them all back. I mean, you may have people out there who say, they don't think well of me. I know they don't like me. Or I don't like them. Or I don't like the world. I don't like what's going on in politics right now. I don't like what's going on in different parts of the world with fears of nuclear armaments, certain countries getting nuclear arms. I don't like what's going on in certain terrorist countries. All of these fear thoughts that we have sent out, we send them out as these little messengers of fear every day. And so what this is saying is bring them back. Maybe they're thoughts about addictions. Maybe they're thoughts about, I know one of our listeners was having issues with weight issues, So it's all of these thoughts, these image thoughts that we have about ourselves. Maybe it's worry and concern we have about our kids. There's just all sorts of thoughts that we send out. This lesson is very wonderful in the fact that it says, let's just bring them back. Bring them back to where they fall in line with the thoughts we share with God. So just bring them back. So this could be a conscious effort we just do. Go through your mind, thinking of the thoughts that you have sent out there, thinking of the thoughts that have not been healing for you, thinking of the thoughts that have been fearful for you, and bring them back. It says we're not going to let them stray. They want to go away, and we want to get rid of them sometimes. I don't like that thought in my mind. Have you ever said that? I don't want to think that. I don't want to think that. Where's it going? You think you're getting rid of it, and what you're doing is nothing. You're sending it away. I don't want to think about it. When this is saying, bring it back, and what? It says, let it be washed clean. Bring it back to share the thoughts, to share these thoughts with the thoughts of God. Think about that. Fall in line with the thoughts we share with God. We will not let them stray. We don't want to send them away. Don't send them away. I don't want to think about it. Don't send them away. Bring them back. We let the light within our mind direct them to come home. They're not bad little thoughts. It's all these thoughts we've sent out. We need to bring them back and allow them to be healed. Don't deny them. That does us no good. It's like sweeping the dirt under the carpet, and pretty soon you just got a big old bump in the carpet that you fall over, right? You got to clean it out. So we have betrayed them, ordering them to depart from us, but now we call them back and we wash them clean of strange desires and distorted wishes. We restore to them the holiness of their inheritance. Wow. Who thought those angry thoughts had the holiness of their inheritance? But what it says is they are a thought in the mind of the Son of God. They may be a distorted thought, but they can be brought back in line and healed. It's just like there's no bad kids, really. There's no bad kids. It's just kids that kind of have had some hard times in life. I've shared this with you before. We work with inner city kids. My husband and I started an inner city children's chorus, And it's been going on for 18 years now. So we've seen kids that have come into our program that have graduated, and we've seen the fruits of our labor, if you will, and these transformed children. Well, it's in Santa Ana, and we work with basically inner city kids. So we see these kids who were, going through some tough times in life where they didn't have the opportunities other kids had. They lived in gang areas. They lived in areas where there was great gang problems. We've seen the cycle of cleaning up the gang problem, putting those gang members in prison, and then them coming out after about 3 to 5 years and coming back and terrorizing those neighborhoods again. So we've seen a lot of that. But we also have seen this, is that kids who might have been prey to that before, because of the Kid Singer program, because they found a family, because they found a community, because they found a purpose, are not falling into those destructive behaviors anymore. So the same thing with our wandering thoughts. Bring them back. Wash them clean. There's great potential in them. Same thing with kids. Same thing with people. There's no wasted person. Anybody can be helped, redeemed, renewed. And love is the greatest healer to do that with. So when we think, I don't want to think about that, these thoughts that I have, we push them away. And this lesson is very different in saying, come here, I want every one of them. All these thoughts that you don't like, I want to bring them back. Because if you don't like them and you keep pushing them out of your mind, you know what happens? They got a lot of power over you. So what we want to do is we want to bring these wandering thoughts back in line. We want to join them with the thoughts of God. And you know what that would do? When you bring them to the thoughts of God, what it says is what is like God will be retained and what is not will be sifted out. It's like sifting flour. We're just going to get the purest flour, and we're going to get rid of all the, what do you do when you sift flour? The shaft or whatever that's left. You don't want that stuff. You sift flour to get the best flour to make the best pie, or what do you make with sifted flour? Pie? Cake? Okay, you make a cake, you cook? You're a cook? Cookies, all sorts. Well, you want to, whatever you make, all I know is whatever you make with sifted flour, it's going to be really, really good, right? It's going to be primo because you're going to get the best with it. So what this is saying is, don't throw this away. Within every one of your thoughts is the light, and He will help you to retain what is real and sift out what is of no value to you anymore. So that's what's good about this lesson. Don't throw those thoughts out. I don't want to think of that thought. I'm trying to be spiritual now. I'm trying to get peaceful now. So get away from me. Get away from me. Mother, get out of my head. Husband, ex, or whatever. But what you want to do is bring those into your thought. Don't cast them out. The thoughts about terrorism, my fear about Ebola, don't cast that out. What it's saying is let it come and let it be washed clean. So it doesn't have to hold you in its control anymore. We let the light within our minds direct them to come home. We betrayed them, ordering they depart from us. Now we call them back. We wash them clean. And that is such a great metaphor for me. Because if you've got a dirty pair of jeans or something and you throw them in the washing machine and you wash them and they come out and they look good, don't they? It's like, wow, that got cleaned up. So to me, our dirty thoughts, our unloving thoughts, our fearful thoughts, they get washed clean by this truth. And then they're restored. Look what it says. We restore them to the holiness of their inheritance. They become gifts to us. Not something that we are angry about, that we don't like anymore, but we see the blessing in it.